Pete Cosaboon, the Angel Encourager. How's everybody doing tonight? Hello, Unlock Your Magic. How are you doing tonight? Miss Corp Diva, how's it going? Look at all the people joining me. Thank you so much for coming in tonight and joining me. So I want to talk about being the true you. So many times in society, we're told who we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to act and the path in life that we're supposed to take. And oftentimes, especially with many of my clients, they find in their 30s, 40s, and 50s and even up that they lived a life that wasn't theirs. They don't even know who they are. And so it's really interesting, when you get to a certain point of your life, and I think it's happening more and more to people nowadays, when they're finding that who they were supposed to be and who they've become is not even them, and they're a stranger to themselves. So it's so much about really discovering that childlike wonder, that joy, that bliss in every moment. What excites you? What gives you passion? What gives you fulfillment? Not who you're supposed to be, but who are you really? What is inside you? Instead of looking from the outside in and saying, looking for other people for approval or telling you who you are you mother, are you father, are you worker, or whatever, who do you want to be? So many times, in the past, we've been told by family, what jobs we would take and, who we would marry and how many children we would have and where we would live. And life has become so energetic and so different now that we can really live anywhere and do anything and take on all types of different modalities of life. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody joining me tonight. And I'm Pete Cosaboon, the Angel Encourager. If anything I say resonates with you, if you'd like to message me or find anything else out about me, you can go to facebook.com, the Angel Encourager. Many people have come find that I will absolutely message you right back if you message me if you have any questions. I would love for you to join my newsletter at the Angel Encourager on facebook.com. So does anybody have any questions or anything like that, or any comments or anything? I really wanted to just talk about, I did kind of a teaching today on childlike wonder and going back to that delight and that amazement that you experience as a child, when you're just doing your crayons and whatever, and everything is new, everything is delightful, everything is fresh. Have these new eyes that finds everything amazing. And how, most people, as you go through life, you just kind of get used to things and you no longer see the delight. Oh, hi, Andra, how you doing, sweetheart? So glad you joined me tonight. Thank you, darling. Should we all be in bed? And somebody's giving me hearts. Thank you so much. So that I just had to connect tonight because I really want to talk about, being your true self and you're not looking like outside of yourself and getting that momentum from other people of, hi, sweetheart, so good to see you. Thank you for messaging me. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, I was talking to Andrew about how so many of my clients in the 30s, 40s, and 50s find themselves at this stage of life where they've followed that route. You know what I mean? They found their high school sweetheart. Watching Let's Go without my phone. Oh, okay, cool. How you doing? Oh my goodness, everybody is joining me tonight. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so many hearts. I'm so excited. So yeah, like I was saying, I have so many of my clients, and I don't want it for you where you find yourself, at that later stage of life where you've followed that script. You found your high school sweetheart, you went to college, and you got married, you had the 4 children, you got the Tudor house, you got the station wagon, and then in your 30s and 40s, you're like, who am I? What am I supposed to be doing? I mean, I even have clients that come to me, they're like, I don't even really like my kids. I mean, and that's terrible to say, but I mean, you have people that are just finding, they weren't really supposed to be parents. And they're just following these scripts of life that, they really were not meant for, and it was not them. I don't think it's really necessarily that they didn't like their kids. I think it's just that they have this sort of remorse for like a life that they never did live. And that's, it's never, you find people on the deathbeds, it's never about, having made that extra dollar or whatever. It's about the things that they didn't do in life. So the earlier that you can really discover that, and it can happen at any time. I mean, I'm 51 and I'm just now, sure, I can absolutely do readings tonight, my dear. I am an angel encourager. I'm an angel intuitive medium. Andra, what she's talking about is I do readings for different people. I would love to do some connections for people. I've been finding myself really having clients that are coming to me with all kinds of different energies. There's all kinds of stuff going on there right now. I'm introducing him to you. He's listening with me. Oh, cool. But yeah, I'm finding all people that are really being surrounded by energies that are really kind of almost in an attacking mode right now. And what that means to me is that there's a lot of light coming forward, because you don't get a lot of attacks from negative energies unless there's a lot of light out there. So I know a lot of y'all joining me right now are full of light and love, and I'm so excited about that. I would want to just kind of put a little promo out for myself. If you want to hook up with me, you can find me at facebook.com, The Angel Encourager. I'd love for you to join my newsletter. The newsletter just went out today. It goes out on Sundays. And I'm also putting on a new 7-webinar series on finding your personal paradise. The next one is this Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. If you will go there, you can message me, and I'll send you the little promo for it. It's a full series. You can just join one. This coming Thursday is on releasing shame and grief. So I'm really excited because it's sort of like a walk through how do you build your own personal paradise. Last week was about joy, appreciation, and gratitude. And if you join the whole series, you'll of course get the recordings. It was an absolutely amazing webinar. Had a number of people in there, and got so much great teaching from the angels, and so many great readings for people. Now, if somebody would like for me to do a reading for them, go ahead and let me know that you would like for me to, and I just need a topic or a subject. I'd be more than happy to, connect for you and find out, what kind of messages that are coming to you. So don't hesitate if somebody wants to connect with me and ask for something. We'll get right. I love doing that. I love connecting for you. Me, Andra says. So, darling, just give me a topic or a subject that you would like for me to connect for you on, and I'd be more than happy to. Absolutely, Nikki. So keep me reminded. Okay, Nikki. All right. So first, Andra, what is your topic or your subject, darling? I'd be more than happy to. I am. Relationships, intimate. Oh, and see, that's the interesting part. Okay, web series number 6, and I'm scared to death of this. I am so scared. Number 6 is on relationships and great sex. I am so scared to die. Just terrified. Absolutely terrified to do it. So but it's what the angels they've been wanting me for an entire year to do one on spirituality and sexuality, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. But that is where the greatest knowing is going to come out. Yes, I know it's really going to be a lot of fun, but I'm terrified at the same time. All right, so Andra on intimate relationships. Okay, this is going to be fun, Andra. I'm probably turning red right now. As you see me, I'm probably turning a little red right now. All right. Sorry. They're switching it right now. They're telling me to do a past, present, future for you. But I also feel like doing a 4-card pull as well. So interesting. Okay. All right. So your first card is the outdoors card. This really has to do with you really getting in tune with nature, getting in tune with spirit, and that type of thing. So that's your past card. So where I'm getting from intimate relationships, it's very much were you on sort of like a path of discovery, where you're on a path where you were trying to connect yourself with who you were and what you wanted out of life. Does that make sense to you in the past? Is that what's kind of led up to now? Does that make sense for you, Andra? That's your past card that I'm getting. Okay, cool. All right. All right, your current card is the Angel Therapy card. So this is really talking about how right now you have spirits and you have energies that are surrounding you right now at this time, bringing you comfort, and they're bringing you new ideas and new ways that you can really fulfill your life. It's so many people have really cut off the idea between sex and spirituality, and to the angels, sex is the same as eating. It's just as important. It's a total function of life, and it's also an energy, that we can express. So many different things. We can even express past traumas through it, in a healthy way. We can express love and intimacy, of course, but we can also, express other types of, all types of things. So it's just letting you know that there's angel energy around you right now, giving you therapy in that moment, and letting you know what's possible. So I get that there's something you're kind of working through with that. So let's take a look and see what your future card is. This scares me a little bit. Your next card is the Spread Your Wings card. What? Oh God! Oh, I get so embarrassed when we start talking about this. Andra, they're telling me to tell you that it's time for you to just get buck wild. Oh my gosh, I don't know why that embarrasses me so much, but they're just telling me it's time for you to just kind of, oh God, they're giving me all kinds of pictures. I don't even want I don't need to know. I am about 50 shades of red right now. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is hilarious. Well, I mean, I see like a cat of nine tails. I see you in leather. I mean, that's just what I see. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Because I'm really embarrassed right now. Okay, let Pete recover. All right. Oh gosh, I can't help it. I can't help it. I don't know why. See, I think that's why they want me to do it, because it embarrasses me so much. And I don't know why. I'm 51 years old. Oh lordy, that's hilarious. Thank you, darling, for making me do that, because that's a big step. Okay. Let my heart go down a little bit. Amazing. Alrighty, there was somebody else that wanted a reading. I forget the name, but you asked for reading as well. If you have a specific subject or topic, it's obvious. I will go in any direction you want me to go. Oh goodness, whether Pete's ready or not. One in my career. Okay, good. We can go that way. Thank you very much. Alright, so Nikki. Alright, darling, maybe we will too. Oh, goodness. Okay, Nikki on career. Whew. Let Pete come down a little bit. Wow. Alrighty. Okay. Alright, Nikki, I'm getting for you a 4-card pull. Oh my goodness. He's taking a breather here. It's amazing. I do a card pull for every day of the week, and I went ahead and did them for this entire week. And I had a bunch of repeats, and you can see I actually shuffle the cards through 4 times between pulls, so it's really fun when I get multiple card pulls from the deck, day after day. So let's say for career, we're doing a 4-card pull for Nikki. Okay. All right. Your first one is the claircognizance. This is about you being really aware of the new thoughts and ideas that are coming into your head. So what you want to do is you want to look for the ones that are coming from a sense of judgment and ones that are coming from a sense of love. Now, love can pull you up. Love can say, you are more and we want you to do more. But it always comes from a sense of love. It comes from a sense of excitement. There might be a little fear in there, because moving into a new space, of course, makes you feel fear. But know when you feel it coming from the sense of judgment and tearing you down and saying you're not enough, that's from ego. That's not from spirit. But when it comes, I use the Archangel, I always have to look at them, the Archangel Oracle cards from Doreen Virtue. That's the deck I use, but it really wouldn't matter. I could probably use a plain deck of playing cards at this point, but those are the ones that I use right now. So really, it's Nikki. It's about you, getting in tune with those thoughts and feelings that are coming to you in your mind. You're welcome, darling. To know what is coming from spirit, what's coming from ego, and to know that any signs that are coming from spirit, anything that excites you, that pulls you forward, that gives you that new passion, that's a clear sign that that's going to be something that's going to take you into your next higher space in life. Okay. The second one is the Gifts from God card. So this is to let you know that the things that are surrounding you right now, the opportunities that are surrounding you right now, are gifts from God. They are there, whatever it is, whether it's your career or new business or anything like that. It's time for you to be grateful and appreciative, and to know that these are things that you can take and you can make anything you want to. They're precious bowls of gold is actually what I'm being shown, and it's the story in the Bible about the man that took the gold and buried it, and then the guy that made 2, and then the guy that made 10. So it's so much about you being able to take those and keeping that positive mind frame, and know that it's possible for you to take anything that you're given as a gift from heaven or God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, however you think of it, the angels, as I would, and you're going to be able to take that and you're going to be able to share it with the world. It's going to come back to you in tenfold value. So for you to know that. The next card for you is the leadership card. This is about you being a leader in your life, in your career, wherever you are. You know, so many times we feel like it's other people that dictate to us, you know, what we do, when we do it, how we do it, you know, and the different things. And it's knowing that you are a powerful creator. You are on the edge of expansion. And right now is the time for people who are mindful to come forward. Because if you walk into a room with the clearest intention of how the outcome will be, not caring how it happens, but just what the outcome is going to be. So many people are living mindless right now, just kind of getting bogged back and forth by situations and whatever surrounds them, that if you walk in with the clear focus and intention of what's going to happen, you're going to get your way. So it's time for you to step into that leadership role, to start really just honing down exactly what do I want, what is my intention, what do I want to see happen here, not what everybody else, but what do you want to see happen, because you are the creator of your own life. You are the one, you are always on the path, number one. Your path begins with you, so you're always on the path. But just to know that you are a powerful creator. You are the one that gets to decide. You are the one that gives meaning. You know, God went with Adam, you know, told Adam to name the animals and to name the plants. And what I mean by that is it's you that gives life meaning. Life happens meaningless. It's our gift that we're able to give meaning to life. You know, what has value for us and what doesn't have value for us. So you look at your life by what gives you value. And as you look at what gives you value and not worry about anybody else, you're going to be taken care of and you're going to take care of everybody else naturally. That's just the way it works. The last card for you is Spread Your Wings. So just like Andra, it's time for you to get buck wild. In a little bit different way than Andra's going to get buck wild, but it's time for you to get buck wild as far as your career is concerned. It's time for you to know that you are surrounded, you are supported, you are loved, you are protected. And it's time for you to get out there and get it done. It's time for you to know that you're a powerful creator, to make those clear focuses, and to just go for it. It's time to go for it. This is the time Archangel Nathaniel has been telling me that the time of martyrdom is over with. The time of victimhood is over with. It's our time for victoriousness, and it's our time to call forth what we shall have. That's what time it is. So remember that when you're asking, you know, when you're praying or whatever you call, when you're asking God, when you're talking to the angels, when you're talking to Jesus, whoever you connect with spiritually, the first time you ask, and then when you speak of it afterwards to that same energy you spoke, you are then proclaiming it. You're proclaiming, and you're proclaiming victory, you're proclaiming gratitude, and you're proclaiming acceptance, because you don't order from the restaurant twice. You only order once. So if you keep asking, you're not believing it's coming to you. So the first time you ask, and the second time and onward, you're then giving gratitude and acceptance, and you're calling it forth. So it's time for you to call it forth. I'm so excited for you. So I would love to know what comes forth for you, what situation you're in. If you would like to message me at facebook.com, The Angel Encourager, I would love to hear you know, what's happening for you and how that comes out. That would be so very, that's right. See, passion, like I'm saying, passion is a clear sign from Spirit that is going to pull you forward into the next phase of life. Now, just don't put any meaning as far as like, that this particular thing is going to be the thing. But it's about, this is going to pull me into the next part of my life. And then you never know what's going to arise from that. You never know, because, you know, the old saying is God works in mysterious ways, and that's the way Spirit works. You know, they have a different mindset than we have. You know, they're not worried about, they want us to be fruitful, absolutely, but they don't think of it in the clear-cut, like, societal, progressive path that we do. You know, we can so do quantum leaps, you know, from one thing to the next if we will just, as I always tell people, step into joy, take inspired action, and walk in faith. And I mean, the things that can happen for you are just amazing. So somebody else was asking for a reading. If that next lady will come forward and give me a topic or a subject that I can connect on, I would be absolutely happy to. It's The Angel Encourager, just facebook.com, The Angel Encourager, new career venture and financial future. Okay, absolutely will. And remind me, Mimi. So new career, okay. So yes, facebook.com, The Angel Encourager. You can sign up for my newsletter there. Comes out every Sunday. It's on a different teaching. It's on it with a different archangel. And also I have a new 7 series of webinars on finding your personal paradise. The first one has already occurred, but you'll get the replay of that one. That was on joy, appreciation, gratitude. This one coming up is on releasing shame and grief. And it's going to be really phenomenal. It's just about how to, release those energies so that you can really build, the paradise that for you personally, that you like to do. Okay. Career and financial future. Okay. Wow. Okay. I haven't seen that one in a while. Okay. So the first card I get for you is creative writing. So this is about you really expressing some way. I wonder if the venture that you're doing has anything to do with expressing. It can be, now creative writing, that card can mean all types of different things. It can mean anything in video, audio. It does not necessarily mean writing, but I'm getting more that might be more like journaling your experience for you. It is sales relating. Okay, so this is so much, this is for design shoe, Mimi, and then you're going to be next, sweetheart. So this is about really, I was starting, right before you answered me, I was thinking this is more about you really kind of journaling the experience and creating like a new modality of how you're going to do sales. And it's really interesting because, nothing ever happens for chance. And I happened to be reading a book today on sales, and it was really talking about how you give out value regardless of the value that comes back to you, and you just become the helper for other people, and then those people will become the helper to you, and it can be in any phase. In other words, you're not necessarily helping them with what you're doing. You're helping them in any way you can. Say you know somebody that builds decks, and then you have a friend that needs a deck built, and you trust the person who's building the decks, and you put the two together. You may not have anything to do with deck building, but it's about to, oh cool, it's coaching motivator, which is totally going to get into creative writing. So, but it's also about you really kind of journaling the whole experience about that. So I love that. But what I was saying to you really with the sales is how it's interesting how I was reading that book, and I realized that's exactly the way that I have been building my business, just like I'm doing here. I'm just giving out value. I'm helping people. I'm not expecting anything in recompense from you, but I know that as I'm giving out value, the universe is going to be bringing value back to me tenfold, and it absolutely has. So keep that in mind, as you're doing the sales and coaching and motivating. That's just, just give out that value, give out that value, give out that value. Do not be afraid to do that. The next card for you is the Peace card. So what this is really telling me for you is that you want to make sure that you stay in that calm state. Stay in that parasympathetic state of being. And what I mean by that, there's sympathetic and the parasympathetic. And the sympathetic, it's really kind of the flight or fright, and we stay in that kind of that monkey mind, and we can only do very base functions. But when you're in that parasympathetic, when you're relaxed, when you're breathing nice and slow, that's when you have that total connection, between mind, body, and spirit, and you're getting those different ideas and different inspirations, that are really coming, because otherwise everything that you can think of is just right up here in your brain, and you're going to only be relating what you want to do in the new by what you've done in the old. And a lot of times what we did in the old didn't work. So it's about you just staying in that peaceful state, so that you can receive those new ideas and those new modalities of things that you can do. Okay. The next card for you is the Moon Cycles card. So what this means to me is just to let you know that life is an ebb and a flow, and for you to either enjoy the wave coming in at you or get excited when the wave goes out, because then you know that the energy is just building up for the next wave. Because energy is never lost. And just like in the ocean, the ocean doesn't lose any water. It's either crashing in or it's building up for the next wave coming forward. So it's about you, and also realize that when that energy is pulling back, that's the time that you can get organized. That's the time when you can really hone, okay, when the next flood of customers or whatever it is comes in, when the next flood of manifestation comes in, how am I going to be able to handle that? You know what I mean? So that you can be more efficient, because you can think of the last flood that came in, okay, what overwhelmed me and what can I do now to make it work better the next time, so that I can handle even more clients. Because what you see happen to so many people in business, is they build their business and they start from nothing, and they get really excited when they get 4 or 5 clients, and all of a sudden they got 10 or 20 clients, and they're overwhelmed, and they wish their business would go away. Well, it's about learning how to deal with that new energy coming in. So realize that as that energy goes out, that gives you the opportunity to reconfigure yourself and your business and how you do business, so that you can, really, do I see financial? Well, the next one, it's all about your flow. It's all about you, really stepping into that. I mean, because the angels want all of that for you. They want successful career. They want successful finances for you. But it's so much about you just, stepping into that peaceful moment. And so I absolutely do. I see right now as a time of sort of building for you at this point. So that's why they're kind of giving me these signals for you that it's time for you to really kind of just like tune in, get very clear about what you want, get your systems in place. And, because the next card for you is the Life Review card. So what that's telling me is for you to just take a look back at what has worked for you and what hasn't worked for you. And to start really kind of noticing the new things that are coming to you, the new people that are coming to you. And notice, does this person remind me of something good? Or does this person remind me of something I went through I really don't want to go through again? And not going by their credentials or their societal upbringing, whatever. It's about, great that you're doing it, but it's about it's about correlating between, this is what worked in the past and this is how it made me feel. How does this person, because that's, I mean, you are so connected. I mean, you have a mind, body, spirit connection that will absolutely give you those signs. When you get those gut feelings that somebody's just like a little off, then you just know to kind of steer clear from them. And when you get those people that they're like, oh, I really resonate with this person, go with that as long as you can, because sometimes people are with us only for a day, sometimes they're with us for a week, sometimes a month, sometimes a year, sometimes a lifetime. So as long as they bring in those good vibrations, they're helping you step forward in whatever that path is. So for right now, I see that your journey right now at this point is for you to get really, really clear on what you want, get your systems in place, and just to get peaceful and to know that things are going to be ebbing and flowing to you, and take those opportunities when they're ebbing back for you to build your systems even stronger so that you can handle the flood. Because I can see you getting really overwhelmed really quickly when that flood of customers comes in. Because if you don't have those systems in place that you learn, because everybody's systems are different. So if you don't have them in place, if you had 100 customers and you can't serve them very well, how much good is that? So it's not about just getting that sudden rush of customers. It's being able to handle that energy, because you're going to become more, as you step into those new spaces. So that's really the message for you. But I see things going well for you. But right now it's really just your time to get in tune, and for you to relax. Though it's not all coming from you, but get real focused about what you want, and just kind of get yourself organized and your systems in place. Does that help you any, I hope? Because that way you can create a solid basis upon which to grow your successful business that the angels so want for you. Because that's exactly they want for you everything that will bring you joy and peace and tranquility. Amazing. Thank you. All right, and then there was somebody else. Was it Nikki? Is that who it was that had a card reading they wanted me to do? Is that right? Let me say you have insight of what's ahead for me. As I'm going through. Excellent. Okay, Medic. Hey, how you doing, Medic? There was a. I absolutely can, and happy birthday to you, by the way. Thank you so much for connecting with me. Okay. Okay. Was it Mimi? Alrighty. And Mel we'll get to you as soon as we finish that. My connection is really bad. Oh, okay. Mimi, what was your subject or your topic? We'll get right on to it for you. And then Medic Mel will go back and we'll take a look and see what kind of birthday wishes the angels wish to give you. So that'll be my first time to do a birthday wish reading. I'm really excited about that. And if Mimi doesn't come back soon, we'll go ahead and do Medic Mel and then maybe overall life. Okay, that's kind of general, but we'll do it. The more specific you can be, the better, but that's cool. Yeah, Medic Mel, that's going to be really fun. I'm excited about that. So overall life for Mimi. We will see what they will say. I'm wondering, is anybody out there having any issues with any negative energies in their life? I'm getting quite a lot of clients here lately that are having a lot of issues with disturbed sleep patterns. They're actually seeing dark figures coming forward and that type of thing. I've had just almost a multitude of clients recently that's happened to. I'm just wondering if there's anybody out there who's having that issue. It would be really interesting to me. All right, Mimi. So this is overall life. So your first card is the Brilliant Idea card. So this is really telling you that there's something that you kind of have in mind, something that you're kind of a little bit, you're considering, you're kind of excited about it, you're getting a little bit of passion. I feel like it's very, 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 very much in the beginning of it, but it's just something, sleep issues, but no dark figures. Okay, interesting. But so Mimi, is there something that you're kind of like a little bit excited about, you've just been kind of thinking about maybe, and you've been kind of like, maybe asking a few friends about and that kind of thing? Okay, so the important thing to remember right now is exactly what Jesus did when he healed somebody. So the last thing he did, but no dark figures. Oh, okay, everybody's having sleeping issues. Interesting. All right. So what Jesus would tell them, the very last thing he would say, don't go home and tell all the doubters. So that's what's really important when you have something new that you're excited about. Be real careful who you tell about it, because there's a lot of people that all they get the joy out of is taking the pin and popping the balloon. So you want to find that core group of friends or people, and I would adore to be one for you if you wanted to message me on the Angel Encourager at facebook.com. I would absolutely love to go back and forth with you and whatever it is. Find those people that are going to call you forward, that know your true value, know your true worth, and don't just value you by how you are now or where you've been, but value you by who they see in you as the possibility, who you really are, and who you're being revealed to be, as life goes on. So that's the first important thing I want to say to you. I'm so excited that you have, something that you've been thinking about. Just be careful who you tell about it, because there are people out there that love to just, bust those balloons. I don't know why, but I think what it is because they're afraid to go do their thing, so they can't stand to see you move forward if they don't move forward. That's really where it's kind of coming from. The second one is the Hello from Heaven card. So this is really telling us that there are energies, perhaps transitions, souls. I'm kind of getting shivers. It's like a friend or a sister or something like that. It's been not real recent, but within maybe, I'm hearing 5 to 10 years. Is there somebody that passed, possibly that was sort of like a friend or a sister or something like that? I'm getting some kind of an energy when I get that card, and what they're wanting you to know is just that they're surrounding you. They're excited about what you're doing. They're going to be giving you insights and inspirations, because they can still absolutely, they love to live through our experience, and help us through. So I'm just wondering if that's true for you, because I'm just getting that there's some kind of energy there with you right now, and it doesn't seem like it's necessarily like a parent or grandparent like that. It seems more like a sister or a friend or some type of energy like that. So I'll let you answer that as you can. The next card is the Indigo Crystal Children card, and what this tells me is don't look at the card, that's not what it says to me. Okay, so like I said, I could probably do this off a regular card deck by now, but it's Archangel Metatron, and when he's really, and it's actually what the newsletter today was on. But I've been thinking of my grandmother. Was she kind of now, see, that's interesting, because a lot of times when transition souls come forward for us, they don't come forward as we remember them. They come forward as they want to be, and they can totally transition. I know when my grandmother first came forward, I was like, who is this person that likes to cook and likes to be surrounded by children and has short hair? And then I found out it was my grandmother. I was like, okay, she didn't cook. She didn't really like to be around children. She had long hair. But it was who she wished she had been. So it would just be really interesting. So she was my bet. Okay, well, there you go. So she's really kind of seeing you more in that sister connection, or that friend connection. That's the way she wants you to really think of her right now at this point. She wants to be involved with what you're doing. She doesn't want you to think of her as this older person. She wants you to think of her as her young, vibrant self, and how she wants to be involved with you in whatever that brilliant idea is. So the Indigo and Crystal Children is about us having that childlike wonder, about us having that amazement, about having that delight, about finding that passion, that excitement, and not being who we're supposed to be, but being who we really, truly, authentically are. Thoughts and ideas, not sure where to start. Okay, we can definitely help you with that, my darling. Okay, and the next one is the Overcoming Difficulties card, because what I'm really getting for you is that although you're really excited about this brilliant idea, all the doubts and all the reasons that can't happen are really coming forward to you right now at this point. And you're just feeling almost overwhelmed. You're not sure how you'd start. How can I afford it? When am I going to have the time? I don't have the tools. I don't know the right people. Who am I to think that I can do this? So it's so much about you just giving that up. It's not about your effort. It's not about your pushing action. It's about your clear focus and intention, and about you just stepping into joy, looking for the inspired action and walking in faith. That's where it's at. And listen for your bestie energy to come forward and give you those new little ideas of, oh, wouldn't this be fun if we went and did this, and wouldn't that be fun? And it was interesting. I was speaking with a woman a couple weeks ago who very successfully has a business venture, and as I was interviewing her, I found that every step of the way where something brand new came, she was taking care of herself. Now keep in mind that she didn't have any money, and she had 3 kids at home, and yet she was doing things like getting her nails done. And when she'd go get her nails done, that's when she would find the perfect place to rent, that she could afford. And when she went to go get a massage, that's when she would find the right person that would help her. It was things, if you're thinking, a single mom with 3 kids, doesn't have any money, wants to start a business, what is she doing getting a massage? But that was when it would happen for her. So what I'm saying to you is for you to realize it's not up to your effort, it's not up to your actions, it's about you taking care of yourself. It's about you making those clear, focused intentions and bringing it forth. So Mimi, does that make any sense for you? Are you kind of a little bit apprehensive about that brilliant idea that you have, or you've kind of been focusing on the reasons that can't happen rather than the reasons that can happen? Because realize that every successful venture that's ever been out there has been a venture where it had great challenges, and they've somehow been able to take those challenges and turn them into opportunities. Every single successful person that you know, and every single successful business that is out there, hi, how you doing, sweetheart, has gone through a point of time where there was a great challenge which should have just torn them apart and stopped them, and somehow they stepped through and they found the opportunity in that challenge, and that was what took them to the next level. So get excited. If there are challenges for you right now and difficulties, get excited, because that means that's going to be something that you can flip around, and make it a new opportunity for you. Because where there are challenges, there are always opportunities. So I hope that excites. I hope that motivates you. Now, Medic Melly, we're going to see if we have a special birthday wish or message for you from the angels. I'm really excited about that because this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. So this is going to be really a lot of fun. I'm really pretty excited about it. And some people probably say that Pete gets excited pretty easily, but that's all right. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm really excited for you. I want you to keep me updated with what happens. You can contact me at Facebook.com, The Angel Encourager. I always love to connect with anybody. Please personally, or just message me there and tell me whatever's going on for you, whatever I can help you with. Be happy to. You can also sign up for my newsletter there. I also have a new series of 7 webinars on finding your personal paradise. I already had the first webinar, but you would get the replay if you signed up. The next one is on releasing shame and grief. And I'm pretty excited about that one. And then after we do that, we're going to do anger, depression, and then we're going to start getting some more fun ones, like health and wealth. And then the next one's kind of scary for me, relationships and great sex. Oh, I'm really kind of scared of that one. And then the next one is memory and clarity. That's the final one. It's The Angel Encourager. You can find it at Facebook.com, The Angel Encourager. You can also find me at theangelencourager@gmail.com if you'd rather email me. Just hook me up there. Let me know anything I can help you with, any questions that you have. Be more than happy to help anybody with anything. I just want to give value out there to the world, because I know as I give value out there with no expectation, value comes back to me somehow tenfold. It's not up to me how it comes back to me. I just know that as I put it out there, it comes back to me, and that's what's so exciting. I just love giving out the value, because the more love I give out, the more love I get back. So, so Medic Melly, let's see what we have as a birthday wish for you from the angels. So I'm really excited about this. Let's see what we got. Wow, how fun! Thank you, Diva Girls. I appreciate that. So the first one is to let you know that you are safe. Archangel Michael is coming forward. He just wants you to know that you're safe and protected in the space that you are. And what that allows you to do, that allows you to become your true authentic self. That allows you to go out there and do the things that you really want to know. because that you are protected and you are safe. So it's not about holding you back or keeping you down. It's just letting you know that now you can step out into the world and you can be who you truly are. So that's the first thing they want you to know. They want you to know that this is a time period in your life where it's your opportunity to step out there and do some things boldly in love that perhaps you were a little bit timid about doing before. Hey, how you doing, sweetheart? The next one is the Brilliant Idea card. And isn't it interesting how I'll do 4 shuffles and then I'll end up bringing the same cards back again? It's always so fascinating to me. It seems like there's just certain cards I get over and over and over and over and over again, no matter how many times I shuffle. So this is really about letting you know that something that you've been kind of thinking of is really a good idea. So this, and on your birthday is a fantastic time for you to realize that your life begins now. Right now is when your life begins. And you can really just kind of step boldly in love out into that new space of who you are, knowing that you are safe. All right, the next one is the Breathe card. This one's just to let you know that although you are excited and although you do have this new idea of something, and it could be in anything, it could be in business, relationships, it could be just reorganizing your closet. I don't really know what it is. But just breathe and relax, get into that parasympathetic state of being instead of the sympathetic, which is the fight or flight. But to breathe, which Pete needs to do sometimes every now and then because he gets really excited. And hey, how you doing? And to just realize that it's time for you to just relax and get into that mind, body, spirit connection. Where the inspirations come to you that you can take actions upon. The next card for you is the Moon Cycles card. Now this usually has to do with the ebb and flow of life, and that's usually what I say on this one, as far as to know that it's kind of like the ocean. Water is never lost in the ocean. It's either crashing down on you or it's building up. Oh, I'm doing great. How you doing, Montessoro? Or Monterosso? I'm sorry, I don't have my reading glasses on. It's about knowing that it's either crashing into you or it's building up for the next wave to get excited. But what I'm really feeling for you is with that card, Moon Cycles, it's with Archangel Haniel. Archangel Haniel really deals with moon energy. It really deals with combining the yin and the yang, about the male and the female energies. So it's about, because usually we express, one more than we express the other, and it's about embracing both of those sides of ourselves and really integrating it and know there's a time to be soft and a time to be strong. So that's really what they're telling me for you about what that card is meaning for you at this particular time in life. It's time for you to, perhaps ask Archangel Haniel to come forward and show you the other side that maybe you haven't been expressing as much. I'm getting for you that is it perhaps the feminine aspect that you have not been, you feel like in your job you've had to be more maybe in this male-oriented type system where you've had to really kind of project more of that male energy, and it's really time maybe to bring more of that compassionate heart side in. Does that resonate with you? They're just telling me that it's time for you to learn how to kind of integrate the two, or to rediscover that part of yourself really, and really integrate it into what you're doing. Used to be in the past, life was so segmented between personal life and friends and career, and now it's gotten to where everything, as the yogis say, as you do one thing, you do all things. So it's really about not doing just one thing in one part of your life, but doing it in all aspects of your life, and just bringing it so it's a man's world. Okay, so it's so much about you finding that new way of incorporating that feminine self, and not to say that you're not feminine. I hope you're not taking it that way, but just for you to find a way to integrate more of that heart-centered self. But now I'm a mommy too, right? I get that. So it's about you integrating those both, the creative mother, and the safe, protective, Archangel Michael at the same time. So does that resonate for you? I mean, I think that's a wonderful, and I would love to know what this brilliant idea is that they're really calling forth for you. I'm not sure if it's with something at work, or if it's something at the home, or if it's private. You certainly don't have to tell me, but if you'd like to and you want to tell me later, you can go to the Angel Encourager on Facebook.com or the Angel Encourager at gmail.com, and you can let me know, and I would love to correspond with self-worth and guilt issues. Okay, and so many of us do. That's really what holds us back. And so it's not about really railing against those self-worth and guilt issues. It's realizing that everything comes to us in a packet of love. Sometimes it doesn't look like love. And so what that self-worth and that guilt is really doing for us, kind of like when I was 320 pounds, is it's keeping us safe. It's keeping us protected from moving out into a space that we don't feel protected. As soon as it starts to bother us, that's when it no longer is serving us. And the reason it's irritating to us is because it wants to be let go as much as we want to let it go. So it's not about judging the self-worth and the guilt. It's about thanking it for having been there while you needed it. From having good with my mom who passed from not having a good relationship. Well, I have great news for you, Medic Melly. I had a terrible relationship with my grandmother while she was here on Earth. And now we've been connecting since she's been in spirit, and we love each other. And she's with me, from time to time, and I'll smell perfume. And she comes to me often while I'm at the gym, which is so funny because none of my family was athletic. And I think that she's just really enjoying, what is this? What is this new space? What are you doing? What is this? What's happening here? Tell me about this. So know that just because someone has transitioned into whatever is, or back into their full self, it doesn't mean that you can't connect with them anymore. But to know that where she is right now, she is in a state of joy, because that's what happens when you transition back into all that is. So the only way that you can join in with her energy is to step into joy. And I mean, if there was some kind of something going on with her, I know the first probably 2 or 3 months after, hey Miss Cleveland, after my grandmother and I connected, she spent the first 2 or 3 months apologizing to me. So finally I was like, Grandma, it's good, we're good, give it up, let's just have a relationship now, So they will act because they know everything. They know where you're coming from. They know what's happened. They know what they've done. And they want us to. They want to be involved in our lives, and it's about just talking to her. She understands. I want to have a healthy relationship. I can tell you that she does. I can absolutely tell you that she does, and I can tell you that Medic Melly, right now, is a space and time. In fact, I did a webinar on this with somebody else. It's about right now, this generation in life. In the past generations, because they really had no way to express things, they would take their guilt and their shame and whatever they had, and they would dump it into their children. And so this is the first generation of real full mindfulness, where we're saying, the buck stops here. I'm no longer going to dump my rubbish on the next generation. And that can be a difficult place to be, because you're almost being like a dam, where the pressure is building up behind you from the past of all this guilt and shame from generations before, but you're not allowing it to go forth. So it can be a dichotomy, and I completely understand that. I absolutely had to do that myself. When my daughter was 6 months old, I actually divorced my family because I realized how totally dysfunctional it was. And I was so thankful, because about 6 months ago, I found out about what had happened to all the other children, that had been raised through that family, about how there had been abuse happening to every single one of them, and just like it had happened to me. And so I thought, my daughter did not have to experience the abuse that these other kids, did, because I stood up and I said, it stops with me, and I came from a completely dysfunctional family. Well, I didn't know what a functional family was. I didn't know, how do you be a father? And it's so interesting now, because all of my daughter's friends, and even people that I work with, I'm now their dad. I'm like super dad. You know what I mean? I'm like gay super dad. I mean, I'm such a father energy to people. It's so funny to me, because I never had a father. I never had any example. The only example I had was Mr. Brady on the Brady Bunch. That was it. And all his problems were solved in half an hour, and Alice took care of most of them. It was either Alice or Carol took care of, most of the problems. Mr. Brady didn't do much at all, except for go to work and make some money. That we knew of, anyway. So, gay super dad, yes. So, absolutely, but it's about, Medic, it's about, the angels want me to tell you that you are worth so much, and they're so proud of you. They're so proud of you for who you are, and the stance that you're taking. And for you to breathe, you relax, and you take extreme self-care with yourself, because the way it works is, if you don't give yourself self-love, you can't give it out to anybody else. And we're so taught in the Western Hemisphere that to have guilt for thinking you're terrific, and this happens to me all the time, because I kind of challenge people. I'll challenge people, and I'll tell them how much Pete loves Pete, because I want to see excellent. Oh, cool. It's hard to breathe. Okay, and that's just about practice, Medic Melly. It's about just taking those belly breaths. And I don't know if you know what belly breaths are, because we don't really like to do it in the Western Hemisphere, because what that means is you're pushing your belly button out. We all want to have these thin little stomachs. Now I'm telling you to push your belly out. And you're like, oh, I can't have this bigger belly. But that's where you really learn to fully pull the oxygen. I always have to take care of others. And I get that. I was codependent caretaker. And I get that. And so what is it? It's about you phasing out of that. It's about you realizing that other people's stuff is their stuff and your stuff is your stuff. And all the angels want you to have to take care of is your stuff. And of course your child is your stuff too. I mean, I get that. But just to realize the difference between their stuff and your stuff, because what you're really doing is you're facilitating people a lot of times. You're holding them back. You're saying, you aren't powerful enough. And I'm powerful enough to take care of everybody. So you're really not giving them love because you're not giving them the space to grow. And you have to realize that a lot of times people have to either decide to move forward or not. And that's their deal, not yours. I mean, the same thing has happened in my family. When I say I divorced my family, I absolutely did. And I have, it's the situation with my mother and all that is a terrible situation. But I have tried to go in there numerous times to help her to change her life to what I know what she's expressed to me that she wants, but she doesn't want me to go in there and help her make her life, help her find a better life. She wants me to make her life better, and that's not what I'm here for. That's her job. It's her job to clean up her life. I will facilitate her into moving into the new space that she has expressed to me that she wants to. But every time I go in there, she just tries to pull me back into that old system and make that old system okay. And I won't do that because that old system is not okay. And I will not, I will not express that. So it's just about, and it's, and it kind of, it bothers me sometimes. I mean, sure, I have a heart too. And I even have a brother who is severely mentally handicapped that actually lives with her. And I've tried to go in there and make his life better. And there's only so much that you can do. There's only so much effect that you can have before you start tearing down your own life. And you're not giving doing anybody any favors when you tear down your own life because somebody won't clean up theirs. You're not doing anybody any favors. The best thing that you can do is take care of your own self, take care of your own life, be the best shining example and say, look, I'm here and I will help you, but I'm not bending down, but feel smothered with weeds. Okay, that's interesting, and I've felt like that myself before, so I absolutely get what you're talking about. So, why don't you message me? Why don't you have more followers? You're incredible. Oh, thank you so much. Well, I'm working on it, baby. I appreciate that so much. You don't know how much that means to me. I really appreciate that. That's something I'm really stepping into because I used to always say, it's not Pete, it's the angels. It's all that, and people have really been. I'm glad you're being honest with me, darling. And that's the beginning. That's the beginning is when you start expressing that and you feel comfortable in expressing that. I think that's fabulous. But yeah, right now I'm in a space where I'm really just kind of not really owning, but I'm honoring and just allowing that I have some type of special connection. I no longer talk about the very little training that I've had. And I just honor the messages that the angels give me and how much it helps people, and I'm just kind of stepping into it. And it's a little bit of a scary place for Pete, but I really want you to know that I really appreciate that. So, Medic Melly, I would love to keep talking to you more if you have, So you say you feel smothered with weeds. Okay, so. All right, Archangel Jophiel has come forward. If you would, Medic Melly, would you like to do an intention circle with me? And what I mean by an intention circle is the Bible says when two or more come together with the same knowing, the same belief, and they call something forward, that it is so. So, Medic Melly, would you like to do that with me right now? And we'll take care of this. We'll do this, girl, because we ain't gonna leave you there, smothered with weeds. That's what Medic Melly was saying, that she feels like she's about to bloom, but she feels like she's being smothered with weeds right now. So I want to help her get out of that space if she's ready. And if she says yes, I want you to join me with that as well. We're going to do some life changing right now. All right, girl. So what I want you to do is I want everybody to just spiritually join hands with me. All right. I feel a lot of you have done that. It's amazing. All right. So what this is based upon, I call this an intention circle. It's based upon, in the Bible, it says if two or more come together with the same knowing and the same belief and they call something forward, in that knowing and belief, it will be so. So for Medic Melly, I call forth Archangel Jophiel. She's the Archangel of Beauty. I ask her to pluck those weeds. I see the weeds being plucked right now around Medic Melly. Creating a clean, safe space for her to bloom. I'm seeing the beautiful flowers of the garden that is her life beginning to blossom, take on beautiful different colors. I see the rays of sunshine and the waters from the rain, being able to reach them, to nurture them, bring them forth. We ask for Medic Melly to be able to step boldly into her life in love, become, or actually just reveal who she already is, be the wonderful mother she is, the fantastic paramedic she is, to focus on what she truly wants in life, to let go of that guilt and shame, and to finally feel that full self-worth. And it is so. And it is done. Amazing. So what the angels want you to know, Medic Melly, is that you are so loved. You are so surrounded by love from the angels and from transition souls, from your mom. Your mom's with me right now. And she wants you to know how much she loves you and how much she adores you and how proud she is. And she also wants to express to you that she is sorry that she put so much on you. She understands. She knows where you are. And she wants you to know that it's available to you to move forward. She's there with you. She's holding your hand every step of the way. And the angels are there with you as well. And if I can help you, you know I'm there with you. So I want you, I'm knowing who you are, and I'm calling you forth, my darling. So absolutely, if you want to message me in any way, you can message me at the Angel Encourager on Facebook.com or the Angel Encourager at gmail.com. I hope you know what, girl, your best gay friend right here is going to help you in any way you can. Pete, the Angel Encourager. And cry is just a way of you releasing that energy and just letting go. So crying is just beautiful. I usually am either laughing or crying. I don't ever know which one's going to happen. Sometimes they're both happening at the same time, so it's a lot of fun. Well, does anybody else have any questions or anything like that? I would just kind of shout out that, I would love for you to go to my Facebook page, The Angel Encourager. I'd like for you to like me there if you would, if you feel so in tune. Perhaps join my mailing list. I put out thank you, my darling. I put out a weekly newsletter. This one was on Archangel Metatron and really bringing in that childlike wonder. That was a lot of fun to do. But it comes out every Sunday. I also am doing a special 7 webinar series on finding your personal paradise. Oh, cool, Mancha Rosa. Is there anything that we can help you with? I know that you've expressed a couple times. I would love to hear. So you're so sweet. Thank you, darling. So I'm here. If anybody else has any questions or comments or anything that we can help with, we're a room full of energy right now. We're creating an amazing intention circle, and it's they've done studies and they found out that less than 1% of the population. Less than 1% of the population, if they come forth, we can change really the vibration of anything. It takes very few people to be mindful to call it forth. That's how powerful we are. That's absolutely how powerful we are. Even in the Bible, in the Psalms, it says that we are gods. That can be a lot to step into. And Jesus said that that he did great works and that we would do even greater works. And if we had the faith of a mustard seed, we'd say to this mountain, move, and it would be gone. So he changed water into wine. He walked on the water. And he did not ever say that we would not be able to do these things. What he said was we'd be able to do these and greater things. So that's absolutely the energy that I'm calling forth. I'm asked by so many people, what religion is this and that type of thing, and I'm very interdenominational. It's just that having been raised in America, of course, the feeling overwhelmed is sometimes I feel like I'm drowning. Okay, Amber, we can absolutely help you with that, my darling. Express to me why you feel overwhelmed and you feel like you're drowning. Interesting. All right, so how about we do a card pull for you, darling? Let's see what we can call forth for you. Okay. So we're going to ask about her business, about her feeling of overwhelm and feeling drowning. And I'm asking Archangel Michael to come forward right now and to sort of give you a buoying, sort of like underneath you. I see him creating like an air bubble to kind of push you forward, push you up, let you know that your head is above water. I can see so much that you really feel like it's about your own effort, and that you see some really definite signs coming over But yeah, somebody said overthinking. Absolutely. It's about you thinking. It's really up to your own effort. It's about you overthinking. It's about you really putting it in this headspace. It's about you stepping into that parasympathetic system. We have the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. The sympathetic is the fight or flight. The parasympathetic is where we're completely connected, because it doesn't all happen up here. All this is a processing and receiving facility. It's not a storage facility. It just receives the messages and the inspirations we get from Spirit, and then it processes them, decides which ones are relevant, and which ones are not. We have a system of 10, 9, 10, 7. Yes, that's absolutely right. So what I want you to do, cool. What I want you to do, my dear, is I want you to write down your clear, focused objectives. Clear, focused objectives of what it is that you want to do, and put it as much into feeling space as you can. And perhaps, probably right now, don't make so many specifics, but make it more about how you want to feel in your business, and then just be focusing on those. And then what I often tell clients to do is I tell them get a big, huge piece of paper or a wipe write-off board, whatever it is, and write down everything you know you need to do, whether it's wash the dishes, call these clients. Right, you're like, that's absolutely, I love that. It's so smart. So, but just write down everything on there you know you need to do, whether it's with business, personal, whatever it is. And then you make out what I call a get-to-do list. And so what you do there is you make one column me, and you make one column the universe. You write down everything in the me column you know you can accomplish. You write everything down in the universe column, and then you step into that knowing that you are a powerful creator, and that those things will either get fixed, you'll figure out an easier way to do it, or it just won't even be a situation at all. It's about you stepping into that knowing, about you knowing that you are a powerful creator. You're right here at the edge of expansion. It's that ego voice that's trying to keep you small, that's making you think you have to figure it all out, because it's really actually sort of like a cloaking device to keep you safe. So be thankful for that it's trying to keep you safe, but it's trying to keep you safe kind of from a 5-year-old's point of view. And you know better than that. You really know that you're a powerful creator, and that's why it's irritating you, because you know what's possible. You know what you can do. You know what you can accomplish, but you're trying to accomplish it with the 5-year-old monkey brain instead of using the universal brain that is timeless and spaceless and can come up with ideas and things that you don't even know. And what I always tell my clients is that not that you should, but step into joy, take inspired action, and walk in faith. And Amber, I've told this story many times before, but I'll tell the story again about, because it's just, yes, absolutely. So somebody came to me and told me that their car was broken down, and I knew I'd end up having to pay it. And I told the angels, I said, I will pay $200 to get the car fixed. You leave them being silent. Well, Pete's always talking, so I would say yes, but that's interesting that you say that, because I had one client I talked with, and even when she would go on walks, she would take podcasts with her, and I was like, oh my gosh, you have got to have some silent time. I guess for me, even my silent times, I'm usually listening to music, because I can get real mindless, and the right kind of music, it makes me move, because movement can be really excellent. And Amber, this is something to keep in mind. Sometimes just movement. If you can't get your mind out of the way, get your body moving in any shape or way or form you can. Put on silly songs. So that's part of the story I was going to tell. So anyway, went and got the car looked at, and the first person I took it to said $1,243, and I told the angels I was only going to spend $200, and I was like, no. So I thought, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do what I tell my clients to do. So I put a funky song on. I started just moving and shaking and dancing, just getting crazy and getting silly and stupid, and just stepping into joy. And the next thing I know, I got this inspired action. I thought, I'm going to call the guy that sold the car to us 4 years ago that I haven't talked to since. So I called him up. I had no really preconceived notion of what I was going to say to the man. I just said, hey, this is the situation, just wanted to see what you think. And he said, well, I've got a mechanic that works for me, and I don't mind giving you my price on parts. So I thought, cool. So then there was the step in faith, because the car really wasn't running. I had to have it towed to get to the first place, so somehow I had to figure out how to get to the second place. So I stepped into faith, and the car got there. So the mechanic, the first time, before he even looked at it, he gave me an estimate of $450, something like that. It's like, still over $200, it's better than $1,243. And then when he looked at it, he said, you know, of the 3 things you told me was wrong, there's only one of those wrong. It's going to be $233. And that night, $39 worth of stuff sold on eBay. So I was like, what, I owe you $6 now? So you can see how, I mean, I did that. I stepped into joy. I took the inspired action. I walked in faith. And I got what I proclaimed. Because I proclaimed I will spend $200. And that's exactly what actually it was $194 if you take off what's sold on eBay. So that's what I'm telling you about. It's about just doing that. I mean, and what I did was I literally put on a stupid song and just started moving and shaking and dancing. And I mean, I was right there in that moment of I was in that frustrated, like, what am I going to do? I can't afford $1,243. It's not even my car. You know what I mean? So I totally get this. You know what I mean? I totally get where you're at. So I just did a 4-card pull for you. Sometimes Pete has to breathe too. Let's see what we get for you. I'm really quite excited. Okay. Okay, so the first card to get for you, and don't be scared when you see this card, because it means something different to me. It's the Indigo and Crystal Children card. So what this card is telling me, it's time for you to step back into that childlike wonder. It's time for you to start looking at what gives you simple pleasures and joy in life. It's time to not be such a grown-up anymore, and to realize that it's not about who you're supposed to be, but who you really are. You get to really down to the core of, and you can even express that childlike wonder being a rocket scientist, because there are rocket scientists who are so excited about being a rocket scientist that it's absolutely their childlike wonder. So don't be thinking it's got to be just simple things, but it's about you just stepping back into that childlike wonder. I mean, start enjoying like the blades of grass and the sun coming through the trees and just whatever it is, you know, the kitten sitting in the sunshine, or how physics really turns you on, or whatever it is. I mean, whatever it is that gives you that childlike wonder, it's about starting to step back into those moments of delight, and realize how many things you've really not been noticing that are surrounding you. Cool. I love that, Mancha Rosa. So, but it's about that for you, just stepping back into that childlike wonder, just becoming, you know, because the Bible even says that God wants us to come to Him, you know, as a child. You know what I mean? In other words, we're not hampered by all these social norms of who we're supposed to be. We don't have all these, you know, this means this and that means that. But we're just enjoying the now. We're enjoying the experience, having gratitude. So the next card for you is the Life Review card. So what this is really telling me for you is that it's time to really take stock of where you are. Kind of think about the things that have worked for you, the things that haven't worked for you. To realize that the things that work for you, to really celebrate those. And the things that haven't worked for you, celebrate the new wisdom that they've given you. That's what they really want. They want you to start taking stock of how amazing you are. About how, because I really get that there's some struggle that you've really overcome in your past. That you're at a point in your life where a lot of people are really considering you being in a really great space, where they're really very proud of you for what you've really stepped through to this point. It's about you at this point really starting to celebrate that, you know, and realizing the powerful person that you are and the incredible person that you are. That's what they're telling me right now, about how you don't know how awesome sauce you are, and they want you to know how awesome sauce you are. So take some time to just start thinking back about the things that you've gotten through and how you've made it. I mean, you've made it right where you are today, and to know that you are the beginning of the path. The path begins with you. You're never off the path, because the path begins with you. You are at the path. You're at the very beginning of whatever it is you want. And to realize that everything is just energy. I mean, even the quantum scientists now are telling us that everything is energy. Everything is just energy packets. I mean, like this book right here. You know, I mean, this book is supposedly solid, but actually there's more empty space than there is filled space in that book. And so what's holding it together and what's not allowing my hand to go through it? I mean, it's just an energy packet that somehow is formulated in that energy signature that you can't put your hand through. So what I'm trying to say to you is that a castle is the same as a button. A great relationship is the same as a bad relationship. It's all just packets of energy. It's the vibration that it's at that makes it different. And you are able to call forth anything you want, because we're the ones that have the concept of big or small, easy or hard. We're the ones that give it that meaning. To the angels, it's just a packet of energy, and they're like, well, just flip the switch, make it this energy. I mean, from them, they're just like, flip the dial. You know what I mean? But they understand that we're in that human condition, and we can't, you know, it's a little bit more of a challenge or a work in progress for us. But it's about you starting to realize, you know, hey, you know, it really is just packets of energy. And if it really is packets of energy, then that means all I got to do is just change the frequency of it. That's all I got to do. So that's the second card for you. The next card for you, very powerful, is remember who you are. And what this card is saying, Archangel Michael is coming forward, he's saying, realize that you are a powerful creator. and that you are at the edge of expansion. You are a part of all that is. You're a part of the whole universe. You are also you are a signature energy packet that is different from anybody else. And if we took out your particular signature of energy, the entire universe would collapse. So you are very necessary in the daily and moment by moment workings of the universe. That's the first thing I want you to know. And then I want you to know that you are a powerful creator, and you are part of all that is, and you are a spiritual being having a human experience. So what you've decided to do in your own loving way, you've decided to project yourself into the somewhat limited human experience simply for the expansion of all that is. That's the most loving, beautiful gift that you can give the universe. And that's what you're doing just by being. You're not a human doing, you're a human being, which means that you're here just to express through your being. And the actions that you take are just a way for you to express the joy and for you to be able to enjoy the journey of it. It's not about you're having the effort and you're pushing it through. It's not you that has to figure it all out. What you need to do is just to focus on what it is. You focus on what it is. You create by deciding this is what will be, and it's not up to me to figure out how that's going to happen, but it's about me to have the faith that that's going to happen. And let all that is, let the angels, or however you think of it, the higher dimensions, God, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Allah, however you think of your higher connection, allow that energy to create the path, and then you just follow your passion. You follow your joy. You follow your inspired action, because it's through passion, it's through excitement that you find out the clearest path to your next highest level. So that's this next card. Remember who you are. The last card is a sensitivity card. So what this is really saying, it's time for you to really be more sensitive about yourself and about those that are surrounding you. Right now, in this time, the great changes that you are asking of yourself, and great changes that I believe that you're asking of those that are surrounding you. So it's a time to be sensitive to those different energies, to just be knowing and be mindful that there is a great bit of change, and in order to become that more successful business person, you have to become that more successful person, which means change. And change is always something that all of us have to work through. Our egos don't like change, even good change, because it's different and it's unknown and it's scary. So our ego tries to hold us back into where we are because it's known and it's safe, quote unquote. Even if it isn't safe to the ego, anything, even an unsafe safe, is more safe than an unknown new adventure, because there's we don't know what's on the other side of that door. We know what's on this side of the door. We may not like it, but we know. So to ego, that's more safe. So just have that sensitivity for yourself and those that are surrounding you to know, and allow them to feel how they're going to feel. I mean, they're going to tell you, oh, we should have gone back and done this, and maybe you're thinking, I should have gone and done that. So being sensitive to that's very natural, normal. The new service that changes all of my employees' roles and changes how I do business. And so think of how there's going to be employees that are not going to like it. Because even great changes, and you've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it in your business before, when you've thought, oh, I've got this great idea, and everybody's just going to love it, and I'm going to give them, this great thing that they never had before. And then you go out there and tell them, and there's always that one guy, that's like, for some reason, even a great change, he's just not going to like it. So it's just about you being sensitive to yourself, to your business, to your employees, and everyone else. That any change, it can be challenging, to some people, especially when they're not used to change. So that's really, it's about you. You know what I'm talking about. So it's about you getting that childlike wonder, taking that review of yourself and your accomplishments, and for you to start celebrating those accomplishments and where you are, for you to remember what a powerful creator you are, and just for you to be sensitive about yourself and those that are surrounded and being affected by the changes that you're bringing forth. Was that helpful to you, Amber, I hope? Because as so many people have so beautifully been saying along with me, you're thinking it's really up to, you're overthinking the process. So many different ways of saying it. You're really thinking that it's all up to you, and all those kind of different things. And that's so natural. It's our normal. That's the way we're taught. That's the way we're taught in society to be. So don't rail yourself about that, but just know that this is a chance for you to be able to see where you are and celebrate who you are, and realize, I have a new way of living. I have a new way of changing and becoming. So I probably really need to kind of get home. I'm supposed to go to the gym tomorrow morning. So I've got to work out this 51-year-old body, keep it going. I've so loved connecting with all of you. I would love for anybody to contact me at facebook.com, The Angel Encourager, or theangelencourager@gmail.com. I would love for you to join my newsletter. It comes out once a month, or once a week rather, sorry. Forget when I do it. It comes out once a week. I also have a special 7 webinar series. The next one is this coming Thursday. This is the second of 7. If you joined it, you will be able to get the replay of the first one. This one's going to be on releasing shame and guilt. And it's so much about, and grief, and it's so much about us kind of stepping through a journey of how we can create our own personal paradise, which is what I want for all of you. It's available to all of you. I want you to know how much I love you, and even more so, and my shoulders are on fire right now, I want you to know how much love is coming through me to you from the angels. It's just, it's amazing. Thank you so much for allowing me to feel that great love that comes from the angels to each and every single one of you. You are so loved. You're so protected. You're so surrounded by energy. I want you to step into joy. I want you to take that inspired action. I want you to walk in faith, and I want you to rock this. Now is your time. Now is your time. The time of victimhood is over. The time of martyrdom is over. The time to be victorious, to call forth what you want, and to be your true authentic self is now. Let's do this, shall we? So love, peace, release.